In the headlines, fate of Cross River State Governor Ben Ayade hangs in the balance as Federal High Court in Abuja delivers judgment on his defection. President Muhammadu Buhari hosted Tinubu, or the founding fathers of APC, to dinner. Southwest pensioners vow to vote against governors owing retirees. And on the foreign scene, Western nation back war crimes probe as Pentagon says Russia is likely running out of precision-guided missiles in Ukraine. Hello and welcome to Trust TV News Updates. I am Martia Umar. Now the news in full. A federal high court in Abuja has postponed the delivery of judgment in a suit seeking to sack the Cross River State Governor Ben Ayade and his deputy Vara Esu. The judgment had initially been fixed for Friday, but the case has been adjourned till April 6, 2022. The PDP, through its counsel Emmanuel Kalasan, had filed the suit before Justice Taiwo to seek an order sacking the governor and his deputy over their defection to the All Progressives Congress (APC), among others. On Monday, the judge had ordered 2 House of Representatives members representing Cross River and 18 lawmakers from the State House of Assembly to vacate their seats over their defection to APC. The Supreme Court, in a split decision on Friday, dismissed a suit filed by the Attorney Generals of the 36 states of the Federation in which they sought the funding of state judiciaries by the federal government. In the lead judgment prepared by Musa Dattijo but read by Sanchez Unweze, the Supreme Court held that Presidential Executive Order 10, issued in 2020 to shore up the financial independence of state judiciaries and legislatures, is unconstitutional. The suits, which challenged a widely accepted norm that states are to fund their courts, the plaintiffs argue that it is the constitutional duty of the federal government to fund the capital and recurrent expenditures of states' high court, as well as their Sharia and customary courts of appeal. But the Supreme Court, in its split decision of 4 justices against 3, held that the responsibility of funding state court lies squarely with the state government. And still talking legal matters, the Federal High Court in Abuja has dismissed a suit by state governors of the 36 states seeking to stop deductions of $480 million Paris Club Fund debt. Justice Ian Eko on Friday found that the suit was lacking in merit. The judge also held that the action brought by the Attorney General of the 36 states was an abuse of court processed and filed without the locus standing. The 36 state governors, through their counsel, Sunday Ibrahim Ahmed San, had asked the court to stop the deduction of their $480 million from their accounts. The court had earlier refused to grant a request for an injunctive order restraining the federal government from proceeding with the deductions.
First, let's appreciate this case, given the volume of documents involved, more than election. His lordship has been able to come up with Two, the fundamental issue which was unable to address is the issue of abuse. Judgments of High Court of Appeal cannot be invalidated by a collateral suit. And the court made that point. Furthermore, the court did not say that the Attorney General lacked locus to institute action of the government. It said in this matter, where the action of the governor is at the center of the suit, that they could not come without the consent of the governor, and secondly, they ought to make the governor respondents so that they can be heard. But for their action was being questioned. Up by the Attorney General, their own appointee. They didn't dispute the action of the government, they are challenging it. That's what we call incongruity. It doesn't exist that the criminal provision that enable them to come does not provide them the right to challenge their appointment. That's the point. And above it all, I believe that the tempers are high now on the side of the plaintiff. But then they calm down to read the judgment. they will see that it is unacceptable. But if they decide to proceed, the law remains constant. It doesn't change by emotion or by sentiment.
And notwithstanding the exhibition of freedom, we think that we'll look at the judgment. Because I'm hearing that for the very first time, that the Attorney General of the state, or of 36 states, cannot open about what is being done in their states by taking money from the cover of the states. The judgment them that the states were not party. I'm wondering whether that is what our constitution says. But every day we learn. I'm happy that this is a court of first instance. There is also a court of appeal and the Supreme Court. We want to find out, and I commend his lordship. If there is no mistakes, there can be no further testing. Sound presidential but I commend him for the volume of work and he was able to navigate this way. But we will talk to our clients and see the next thing to do. Because the money involved is not the charge of $480 million. It's enough to give us so we'll see what we can do. Speaking for myself, I'm not happy that the judgment comes every, particularly when we talk about local standard of Attorney General. Attorney General not having locals to challenge action, injuries to the states. It's good news and we'll thank you.
And away from legal matters, President Muhammadu Buhari has hosted the founding fathers of the All Progressives Congress, including former Lagos State Governor Bola Tinubu, to a dinner at the presidential villa Abuja on Thursday. According to the president, the dinner is to show his appreciation to the critical stakeholders for their continued support, understanding and cooperation to his administration, and also for keeping faith with the goals and ideals of the ruling party for national salvation. He said the engagement is also in furtherance of genuine efforts by his administration aimed at ensuring a rancor-free and successful national convention of the party slated for March 26, 2022. Notable civil society activists in Africa have identified absence of development as a missing link in the effective democratization of the continent in face of rising wave of military interventions. They made the observation at a panel conversation on the sideline of unveiling a building for the Center for Democracy and Development (CDD) in Abuja, Nigeria's capital. Trust TV's Shafiq Suleiman reports.
Panelists at the forum, including former Vice President of the Gambia, Fatimata Tambajang, and Ekiti State Governor Kaide Fahimi, believe that inability to connect development to democratization is undermining the struggle to entrench democracy on the continent, which is also grappling with selfless leadership deficit.
That Nigeria, being the big brother of Africa, is rejecting bills that are supposed to not give gifts to women, but give their inalienable rights, recognize their inalienable rights, recognize the fact that they are a signatory to all international instruments on human rights, and women's rights are human rights.
This democracy will be a democracy without content. We have to continue to push and get as many more people in that age bracket and in that demographic belt involved. But they also must not have this sense of entitlement, which you tend to find in many of our younger people.
Professor Jibrin Ibrahim, who is the current director of the Center for Democracy and Development, CDD, Hidayat Hassan, amongst other top civil society activists, underscored the imperative of democratic credentials and intellectual capacity as benchmarks for attaining efficient democratic governance, not only in Nigeria, but the continent of Africa as a whole.
What sort of democracy can we build when the democracy record of its leadership don't have to enter the negotiation of why that person should emerge as leader?
And as a group who calls ourselves a democratic think tank, there is a need to revisit these issues, to internally look at what is actually leading to this democratic reversal. What do we do to help in terms of reinstilling or reinvigorating democracy?
The conversation also highlights the effective role of women and youth in advancing the cause of democracy and good governance, as it tasked the National Assembly to have a rethink on its recent rejection of fundamental gender bills. The forum was convened to interrogate the quality and content of democracy in Africa with a view to addressing the existing fault lines for the realization of its true meaning, which is government of the people, for the people, and by the people. Shafiu Suleiman, Trust TV News, Abuja.
Retirees in the Southwest have vowed to vote against any governor owing pensions and gratuities in the forthcoming 2023 general elections. The Public Relations Officer, Nigerian Union of Pensioners Southwest Zone, Olusegun Abaton, stated this on Thursday while briefing journalists shortly after a meeting of the retirees in Abeokuta. Abaton explained that pensioners in the zone are not well taken care of, and the union would prefer to elect leaders who would understand and address their plight, adding that the Southwest governors owe pensioners trillions of naira. He said salaries of workers were increased in 2010, but many of the state governors did not increase pension except Lagos and Ondo states. And operators of Department for State Security in Katsina Command arrested suspected hackers and job racketeers in the state. The job racketeering syndicate reportedly defrauded victims over 30 million naira. The State Security Service advises job seekers not to be desperate to offer money for jobs. Jamil Mabay has the report.
My name is Suleiman Bello. I'm the Assistant Director in charge of...
As part of their mandate, the State Security Service paraded suspects of cybercrime and job racketeering in Katsina State. The operation was carried out by the Department of State Security Katsina Command.
As you all know, as part of our mandate,
during which syndicates of hackers and job racketeers were traced and arrested.
Vested with responsibility of checkmating.
Briefing newsman Suleiman Bello said part of the state service mandate is to checkmate criminal activities concerning internal security that involves cyber crimes and economic saboteurs.
We are vested with responsibility of checkmating criminal activities concerning internal security.
The hackers and fraudsters were arrested at Ungwar Sanusi area and Konan Farukai in Kaduna State.
Several operations have been carried out by the Katsina State Command of the DSS under the leadership of Abdul Mumin Abdullahi Danja, FDC FSI, during which syndicates of suspected hackers and job racketeers were tracked and arrested. The suspects, Imrana Yusuf, 30 years, Abba Rabiu, 25 years, and Ahmad Musa, 23 years, specialize in hacking into GSM numbers of top government officials and politically exposed persons in the state and outside.
In a similar operation, the command has busted a suspected criminal syndicate that specializes in defrauding and swindling innocent job seekers by providing them with fake appointment letters of Katsina State Teachers Service Board and the State Universal Basic Education Board in exchange for huge amount of money. One set of HP desktop computer, 2 laptops computers, 2 flash drives, 4 mobile phones, fake appointment letters, and transaction receipts were recovered.
Sunana Lurwanu Bala,
The syndicate leader of job racketeers, Rilwanu Bala, a resident of Katsina, shares how they defraud their victims. We were brought here because of fake offers. At first, I was the one that has this problem. One Bella introduced me into this business. One day, he came to our office at Health Service Management Board, and he told me he has ways of securing offers because they are the ones doing the work. I told him, no problem, I know people. I called one Mubarak who linked me up with Yahoo. I called him and we spoke. He told me that there are people on ground. So Bello brought samples, which brought in this boy into the activity. We gave him the sample of the form which offers are printed on. He made 30, 40, over 90 samples. I am the one who knows the people. All the money collected from people came through me. We collected over 27 to 30 million from people. Within 1 year, they have defrauded people of money worth 30 million naira. The suspects would be charged to court after investigations. Jamil Mabai, Trust TV News, Katsina.
You're watching Trust TV News Update. Coming up after the break, we'll take a look at how maize is just springing up. Stay with us.
Coronavirus disease, COVID-19, is an infectious disease caused by SARS-CoV-2 virus. Most people who fall sick with COVID-19 will experience mild to moderate symptoms and recover without special treatment. However, some will become seriously ill and require medical attention. The virus can spread from an infected person's mouth or nose in small liquid particles when they cough, sneeze, speak, sing, or breathe. These particles range from larger respiratory droplets to smaller aerosols. You can be infected by breathing in the virus if you're near someone who has COVID-19 or by touching a contaminated surface and then touching your eyes, nose, or mouth. The virus spreads more easily indoors and in crowded settings. Maintain a safe distance from others at least 2 meters even if they don't appear to be sick. Wear a mask in public, especially indoors or when physical distancing is not possible. Clean your hands often. Use soap and water or an alcohol-based hand sanitizer. Cover your nose and mouth with your bent elbow or a tissue when you cough or sneeze. Stay home if you feel unwell. Get vaccinated. Properly fitted masks can help prevent the spread of the virus from the person wearing the mask to others. Masks alone do not protect against COVID-19 and should be combined with physical distancing and hand hygiene. Protect yourself and others around you by knowing the facts and taking appropriate precautions. Follow advice provided by your local health authority. This message is brought to you by Trust TV.
You're still watching Trust TV News Update, but before we proceed to other stories, let's take a look at our top stories. We told you that a federal high court in Abuja has postponed the delivery of judgment in a suit seeking to sack Cross River State Governor Ben Ayade and his deputy Vara Esu till April 6, 2022. And the President Muhammadu Buhari has hosted the founding fathers of the APC, including former Lagos State Governor Bola Tinubu, to a dinner at the Presidential Villa Abuja on Thursday. And moving to other stories, due to population increase and urbanization, maize demand in the country is estimated to increase at an average of 3.2% per annum. This is stated at the unveiling of second maize pyramids in Kaduna under the Anchor Borrower Program. Fatima Salih Laden has more.
These are the maize pyramids unveiled today. There are 30 to 50 tons of maize in a single pyramid, all produced by the Nigerian farmers under the program of the Anchor Borrower of the CBN.
The first maize pyramid was in 2021 in Katsina State.
The Central Bank Governor, Godwin Emefiele, represented by the Director Development and Finance Department, Yusuf Yila, says Nigerians will continue to see such pyramids for other commodities through the program in order to ensure food security in the country.
The maize revolution was birthed over 6 years ago under the Anchor Borrowers program, with the overall objective of facilitating food security by increasing local production of maize, safeguarding the activities of smallholder maize farmers, stimulating rapid economic recovery, enhancing rural livelihoods, increasing job opportunities through funding of smallholder farmers, and supporting private sector players through prime anchors, also to engage in backward integration for self-sufficiency and conservation of scarce foreign exchange.
The host, Governor Nasir El-Rufai, represented by the Commissioner of Agriculture, Garba Hussaini, says Kaduna, as an agricultural state, will always remain a key player in the agricultural sector of the country.
Kaduna State is the largest producer of maize in Nigeria. It is our strong belief and conviction that through agriculture, Nigeria will achieve food security, create jobs, social inclusion, enhance livelihood, stimulate growth of small and medium-sized enterprises. Kaduna State, as you are all aware, is an agrarian state, leading in the production of maize, ginger, and tomatoes, and major producer of soybeans, sorghum, cowpea, sugarcane, etc. It is a key player in agricultural transformation programs in Nigeria.
The Minister of Agriculture, Muhammad Abubakar, represented by Northwest Zonal Director Agriculture, Tim Vintav, says Nigeria is not sufficient in maize production and had demand and supply gap of over 5 million metric tons. But now the gap is closed.
It should be recalled that before the event of this administration, Nigeria was self-sufficient in maize production and had demand and supply gap of over 5 million metric tons. However, with the support and intervention program of this present administration, Nigeria is able to close this gap and thus gradually paving way for export of maize to international markets.
Official unveiling of these pyramids as a genuine feedback to the present administration determination to lift many Nigerians out of extreme poverty and position agriculture as a business.
The total of 94.8 billion was shared to farmers across the country under the Anchor Borrower program of the Central Bank of Nigeria. Fatima Salaladan, Trust TV News, Kaduna.
And in the FCT, fuel scarcity continues to linger, forcing motorists to spend the night at filling stations on long queues with the hope of getting enough fuel to run their daily activities. Sagir Ibrahim visited NNPC filling station at Katampe area of the FCT to examine the situation and files this report.
It is almost 10 p.m. and we're at the NNPC filling station at the Katampe extension, where we've come to witness the mammoth crowd that have come to get fuel this night. Now, if you would follow me, you would see from this side that there are a couple of vehicles which stretches until the end of that bridge. They've all queued here just to get fuel so that they will be able to run their daily activities within and around the FCT. We spoke with some of the residents as well as motorists who stay within these areas and have queued at the filling station here and have spent countless numbers of hours just to get fuel. And during our interview with them, they had this to say.
It has been a disaster to us, because why I call disaster, we come here, you will queue for more than 7-8 hours on the sun. And the sun will be, this is a hot season period now. So everywhere it will be hot for you, you cannot stand. That's why I have changed my mind. I will work in the daytime. Anytime in the evening, I'll come and queue for fuel.
It take more than sometimes 8 hours. I'm a taxi driver. I may be wake up around 1 o'clock to come and get fuel. If I don't wake up that period, I won't get fuel. And if I wake up by 7 o'clock to get fuel, me to get fuel around 2 or 3 o'clock p.m., I can't have strength to walk again. That day I have already wasted. I buy fuel 2 times in a day, 2 times in a week. I bought fuel day before yesterday. I used it to work yesterday, work today. So if I don't get fuel tomorrow, then I won't work tomorrow again. All those things is a punishable to us. It can't be a fair. Like a woman to live in family, to go for fuel queue, it's a risky.
Yeah, I've been here for like 2 hours or so now. There are times that when I even come here, like I come by this time and until 12 o'clock, 2 o'clock before I get fuel. Because of the fuel scarcity, how I work is that because I'm an Uber driver, so I take my fuel in the night, then during the daytime, I work. So sometimes I don't get fuel on time. So there were times when I had to sleep in the filling station because of how difficult it is to get fuel. And sometimes even when you're trying to get it, because of the way people are rushing into the filling station, you end up bashing your car, scratching your car. Like if you check my car all over, it has been scratched.
Today I've been here for almost 2 hours now, and very soon, I think in less than 30 minutes, I should be in.
I spent an hour because I came in, like 2 hours. I came in around 7, and this is almost after 9 or to 9, so 2 hours now. I'm supposed to be in my house resting. Definitely I have to come in because if I say let me come tomorrow, I won't be able to meet up work. Probably after work we'll be so stressed out. So this is the best way I decided to let me probably come and queue up so that tomorrow morning I can prepare and go to work. So it's so hectic. It's nothing. Please, I definitely want the federal government to do something about this.
Now I've spent less than 1 hour now. I don't know how many hours that I will still spend here before I could be able to get fuel. Meanwhile, I'm supposed to be at my home. All our leaders that we have, all of them, they know what is happening now. But what they're supposed to do, the necessary action so that this problem it can be rectified. Because everybody, we are so tired for this. It's only God that can help us out of this issue.
Commercial drivers, ride-hailing services providers like Uber and Bolt drivers, as well as private vehicle owners have all complained of the same thing, that it takes an average of 2 hours to get fuel from this particular filling station, with some having to spend the entire night in long queues just to get fuel. Now, while they continue to bear the brunt of the scarcity, they are hopeful that the government will quickly address the situation to bring succor to motorists in the FCT and in the entire country. Sagir Ibrahim reporting for Trust TV.
And on the international scene, G7 nations say they're appalled by attacks in Ukraine and back an international criminal court probe into possible war crimes. In a statement by the G7, the siege of Mariupol and different Ukrainian cities and the denial of humanitarian entry by Russian subject forces are unacceptable. US President Joe Biden has renewed a warning to China against helping Russia in the war against Ukraine, warning that NATO would respond if Russian President Vladimir Putin uses a chemical weapon in the Ukraine war. And that brings us to the end of the news update at this hour. For more information and news updates, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us across all our social media platforms. I am Martia Umar. Thank you for watching.